Hi, I'm Chris Getz. Welcome to Ultimate Boxing. Let's train. You got to punch from the guard. You got to keep that right hand up, right? Good. Yeah, pace yourself, but you got to go for 30 seconds. Make sure your hands come from your guard, Shane. Make sure they come from the guard. Nice job, guys. Looking good. See, now always comes back to the jab. No matter what round it is, at what point in the fight, it's always going to start off the jab. Right, send that jab, find the right distance. There you go, that's good. Good, your uppercut's gotten stronger. Yeah, good job. Fundamental boxing with Chris Getz. We're going to talk about defense. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, but the best defense is a good defense. You want to practice your defense. Now, the best thing you do is to practice with the lead side blocking almost all of the shots. Get in a good stance. Make sure you're able to move. If you can move out of range, that may be the best option for you. So when the guy goes to punch, go ahead and do your jab at me. Just move out of the range. There's not always going to be opportunity to move out of the range. If the punch is coming in, you have to block it with the left hand. So we're going to work off the left hand first. He's going to throw the left hand towards my chin, throw it slowly towards my chin, very good, and bring it back. And now use the left hand to block. So do that jab again. Very good. And again. Now it's very important I'm in a stable position and my hips are a little bit behind me and I have this leverage. I'm still up off my back heel. And my body cavity is sort of compressed. I want to keep my ribs sort of compressed this way. For a number of reasons, it gives me balance, but also if I get hit in the body, I want to be able to withstand that shot. But we're going to talk about the jab to the head. So the jabs come to the head, and I pick it off, just like that. Boom. I want to use the back of the hand. So right where the print of the glove is, that's where I want to block. Boom, right there. All right. There's a lot of different things you can do, but this is number one. Boom. Now we can use the same defense against the right hand. So punch with the right hand. Very good. And again. All right. So anything that comes down this side, I'm going to block with my left hand. Whether it's his left hand or his right hand. All right. This is the number one defense. One more time. Block, block. Watch my defense from this angle. I'm going to get my stance, shoulder width apart, off my back heel. Keep a little bit of leverage, right? Stick my butt out just a little bit. Keep my body cavity flat. Left hand is up here like this. My right hand is along my side. So I'm covering my body with my right arm and I'm favoring my face with my left. Now, I'm blocking some of my view, but with my peripheral vision, I can see where you are. I can see where your shoulders are. I can see where your hips are. I can see your feet. I don't have to see you right in the eyes. I want to protect myself. If you're going to move, I can pick it up just from what I see. I'm going to use my left hand here to keep my face covered. My eyes are just above my glove, so I can see over my glove a little bit. Of course, if you bring it down too much and you see too much, you're also going to be vulnerable and you'll be hit. So my hand is up here, real close to the top of my eyes, elbows in close, and I'm favoring my face. My head's turned forward. I wanted to get my head sideways because that'll expose me more. I want to keep my head turned forward, chin into my shoulder. That may be a secondary defense. Keep my head close to my shoulder and look up this way. Let's look at the same defense from the side. Let's pick up a couple more details. So I'm standing here in my stance. I'm down low. My knees are bent. My left hand is held high. My right hand here is held by my chin, and my elbow is covering my liver. My left shoulder wants to be a little bit higher than my right shoulder. So I want to be able to protect my chin with that shoulder here. Also keep my hand a little bit higher. So that's how I angle my shoulders. Take a look at that. Now when the punch comes in, I'm going to pull my hand in tighter and kind of go with the punch a little bit. So it's very slightly, I want to take it into the knees. So the punch is going to hit my hand and I'm going to move very slightly. I could move too much. I could overdo it and then open up a new target or put myself off balance. But what I want to do is just very subtly take the edge off the punch. So as the punch comes in, block it, Start to take the velocity off the punch, and at the end, just kind of have a crumple zone in a car. You just want to kind of crumple in. Now, even though I'm tucking in, I'm keeping my eyes on my opponent. I can look a little bit over my glove. As I have to bring my hand in, I can see around my glove a little bit. I can watch his waist, I can watch his body, and I can learn to predict where he's going to punch just from the position of his body. So I want to pull that hand in, sort of crumple. You can see my elbows pulling tight to my body. I pull my chin down. I kind of pull into a shell. Later we'll talk about what opportunities arise from blocking this way. When you block, there's going to be certain counters that are available to you, and some that aren't. But right now we're going to block here. We're going to be setting that guy up for a right counter punch. Blocking with the left and setting up for that right counter punch. We're going to continue with the defense. We're going to talk about how to defend against the left jab. So far we've blocked it this way, but you can also catch the jab with the opposite hand. When you're with an opponent and you're keeping a good distance, all the punches are going to have to come down this one line. They're going to come down towards your left side. So it's quicker to block with your left hand. So go ahead and do that. Right. My reaction time is also quicker. So if things are coming in on my left side, naturally my left hand is going to be quicker. So if my opponent's quick, that's how I want to block it. I can train myself to be almost as quick with my backhand, and there's some certain advantages this has. So I'm going to try to practice this movement and train myself so that when he jabs, go ahead and jab. If I don't catch it here, do you jab again? I can catch it here with my right hand. So I have the option of either blocking or catching with the opposite hand. So do your jab again. I'm going to catch it here. Now my right hand was a little bit on the side of my face, so I had to move it over, and it's very subtle. I just had to kind of turn it out so the palm is facing, my hand is open, and I'm catching his fist this way. So jab, all right, and jab. Now if he's coming really deep with that jab, I can also shift my weight back, and I take a little bit of the edge off. And if need be, if he's coming real deep, if he steps in, I can just step back also. Whether I do a half step, do it again, boom, or if I have to do a full step. So you have to practice it. I would suggest that when you practice it with the step. You may have to teach yourself what you're doing here first, but then learn really quickly, take a full step back. Jab. Yeah. Be safe. Be safe. Make sure you're outside the distance. Jab. After a while, I'm going to feel a little bit more comfortable. I may be able to stay a little bit closer. So do your jab again. Then get away with just taking a half step. Jab. Jab. All right. When I feel really comfortable and in control of the fight and control of the distance, when he jabs, I should just be able to shift my weight slightly. Jab. 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 Let's look at it from this angle. You're my opponent. Now I have my left hand. You may have trouble hitting with your jab because I have my left hand here. So you may try to get it around a little bit to this side. And when you do that, I'm going to pick it up with my right hand here. That way I can keep my left hand here to block either your jab or your right hand. And then you bring the jab in, I can pick it up this way. So you jab here, and my left hand is still here ready to protect against the right hand. So watch the subtle movement. Now I can do that with the step, so watch it with the step. A half step. With a full step. Let's look at it from the side. Watch how I turn my hand completely out. So I'm going to step back and catch the punch. The back of your hand should be right on your mouth by the time you're blocking that punch. Your hand is in front of your face. We're going to practice both these defenses with a partner. We're going to do a drill. We're going to practice blocking with the left hand, and we're going to practice catching with the right hand. So it's a block or a catch. Now I'm going to do a jab at you, Shane, and you're going to block it. So block, Good. Now you do a jab at me and I'll block it. Good. And we'll just go back and forth as a drill. Both be practicing our jab and the defense. Now let's practice the other defense. Sometimes I'm going to get around that left hand, so I'm going to get around it, and you're going to need a secondary defense with that right hand catch. So let me jab first, Shane, and you catch that. So catch, good. Now jab at me, catch, right, catch, catch. Now watch a little bit longer. I want you to pay attention to the timing of the feet and the hands. Right, my left hand is punching with my left foot. Now I want to carry my hand here on the side of my face a little bit because I may have to block against the left hook. Now we haven't covered that yet, but I need to be ready for that. So my hand has to start sort of in the middle position and slide over to catching. All right. Keep your left hand high because you're going to need that to block the right hand. So you're catching with the right, but the left hand has to stay up here on your tempo at the same time. Now we're going to cover a couple more blocks. Shane, if you'll face me this way. The block we're going to cover is up to this point we've been covering this straight line. So the fight started at a distance. I'm going to be a good distance away from my opponent. His punches are going to have to come in a straight line. So he throws the left hand, throw the left hand. I'm going to block it like this. I can block his right hand the same way. Right. Sometimes he's going to try to get around my hand, so if he does a jab, I can end up catching it. So do your catch. So do your catch. Right. Do a 1-2. Go left, right. So I can catch and block. Catch and block. Right. So it doesn't matter because it's all coming down this side. This is my standard defense for this side. Now I got to worry about when the distance covers in, when I'm closer to the person. Now I'm going to have to bring that right hand up to the side of my head and block from time to time, particularly if the man's hitting with his left hook. So do your left hook at my head. Boom. That's it. Do it again. All right. Now I want to put my hand up there, and as the punch hits, go ahead and do the punch slowly. I want to try to roll it in somewhat. I don't want to offer like a real stout defense. I want to try to roll the punch a little bit. So do your hook again. Boom. Yeah. Now if I've been holding my hand here, ready to catch the jab, and he moves in suddenly, right? And then he does his hook. I got to be careful that hand goes from this position up to the side. So do that one more time. Start back there. Walk in, do a left hook. Boom. That's it. Yeah. Sometimes your opponent will jab you first to get that hand front, and then he'll try to get behind your hand. So do your jab, and catch the hand, and then he hooks behind it. All right. So you have to be prepared to catch the jab and go right into the block. So go jab, hook. And that's it. Do that again. Jab and hook. Right. Now watch my legs, because in all these punches it's going to go all the way down to your knee. It's going to go all the way down the knee. As I block and I confront the punch and then I roll with it, it's ultimately going to end up into the knee. So do your hook. That's it. And do it again. Hook. Good. Let me show this block from the front angle. So I'm in my stance. I'm guarding this line right here. Now the hook comes in behind my right hand. I'm going to reach up and pick it off just like that. Boom. Now I see I have to change the angle of my body slightly. So see I turn almost like I bend my body forward slightly. And I want to take it into my knee as well. So I want to absorb that shot. Let's take a look at the same defense from the side. So my hands are up in front of my face. I'm blocking with the left. I'm getting ready to catch with the right. If the hook comes in around the punch, I'm going to block it. I'm going to block it. Now I'm going to buckle into my knee as I do that. So I'm going to bend my knee, kind of collapse into my knee. Try to roll that punch off my head, off my guard. Let's take a look at this block done in a drill with my partner. But a couple of points I want to make about this first. When I'm doing this block, there's a lot of things I can block like this. I can block his left hook. I can block his left jab if he's far enough and he's coming from that direction. I can actually turn in and take it here. And it's not beyond the realm of possibility to actually block his right hand. So do a right hand for me, Shane. So sometimes I get caught in this position, so I want to have this as an option. Generally we want to be here, but while I'm doing my punches, I might end up in a twisted position. He throws the right hand. I want to be able to take that shot here. Throw your left hand from that position. See, I'm still defending. So this hand can be used in a lot of different fashions. Right now I want to teach it because standardly it happens against the left hook. So I'm going to do a left hook, and then you come back and left hook at me. So I'm going to step in here, hook, and then you come back and hook. Boom. Let's just go hook and hook. Hook and hook. Some common things is sometimes I can get too far ahead and the hook will get behind my hand. So if I'm trying to roll too much, go ahead and do your hook again, and I let him get around my hand, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to keep that hand up here tight. I want to keep my eye on the punch. When the hook comes in, do your hook, Shane. Right. I want to catch it right on the edge of the glove. That's it. And let it kind of roll in. So watch it again as we continue the drill. Okay, I'll start. Left hook. Good. Move around. Here's our standard boxing stance with our guard. And we're favoring the head with that left hand. That's going to invite an attack into our body right here, right where my lower abdomen is and my kidney. So I got to be able to pull my elbow in on a moment's notice and defend. And what I'm defending against is the right hook. So when the right hook comes into my body, I want to be able to bring my elbow down this way. Boom. Right? I want to collapse my body. I want to be able to pull my ribs in towards my hip, kind of feed the punch in that way. Let's take a look at that defense from the side. So we're in our stance here, hands up. Again, we're favoring the head here. Keep my elbow protecting the body. When the right hook comes in, boom. I want to pull that elbow in like that. This works against a straight right hand to the body also. Yeah, watch the knees. I take in the knees also, so I shift a little bit. I'm going to collapse my body, bring those ribs in, kind of hunch my shoulders a little bit, and sit into the back knee. Now, even as I go into my back knee, I'm still on the ball of my foot. So I don't want to put my heel down. That's going to cause a dead spot in my movement. I want to keep on the ball of the foot. Now I'm going to work with a partner and practice defense. One note I should make, we don't have a lot of the protective equipment. We're wearing smaller gloves. These are 10-ounce fight gloves. We're not wearing headgear. I recommend you wear a headgear when you do this. For any incidental contact that may happen, it'll also give you a lot of confidence. The other thing you need to have is a mouthpiece. Things can happen where your chin gets hit and you don't want your teeth to clang together and chip a tooth. We're going slowly. We're both trained athletes. We just want to show you very clearly what's going on. But remember, if you're going to practice with a partner, get all the proper safety equipment. Okay, throw a right hook in my body. And again. So I just want to take it in like this. Okay, now let's do this as a drill. So we'll trade the right hooks back and forth. You'll defend, and then I'll defend. So you defend first. People who are throwing the hook, make sure you try to keep that shoulder up by your jaw, and you sit down into your punch so you're not like exposed too much. You want to throw that punch in a very protected position as well. So he's practicing the defense, but I also have to practice defense while I'm punching. Do your punch. Now let's move around a little bit. Now I want to practice with my hand up in front of my face. When he punches, I got to train myself to bring that elbow in. So don't just stand here and let him punch you. Start your hand upwards, guarding your face, and pull the hand in as you defend. So let's do a little bit more with that. Start your hand up here, defend your face. Okay, now pull it in. That's it. Okay, now punch back. Good. Another common body attack is that left hook to the body. And this is very devastating. The reason being that the person is trying to hit you right here in your body, and that's where your liver is located. This is a very sensitive place to get hit. In Spanish, they call it el gancho al de hígado, which means liver punch. And they're looking for that a lot in the Latin-style boxing. They want to hit you right underneath the liver. It's a little bit to the right of your solar plexus. It's just underneath the ribs. And that's where you're holding your right elbow. You want to cover that like that. So my right hand is up by the chin. Now, my right hand can come up and block the high hook, but it's already there to protect against the left hook. So all I should have to do is just sort of shift my feet and buckle a little bit. Just kind of move the feet, take the edge off the punch, and just buckle in a little bit. Make sure that elbow is in firmly against my liver, against my abdomen, and I kind of collapse my ribs so that the whole thing is compacted. Another important thing is in the body attack is to exhale as you get hit. Don't hold your breath and you get the wind knocked out of you. You want to anticipate the blow and breathe out. Don't forget to take it into the knees also. Let's look at defending against the left hook to the body from the side. Shane is going to attack my body with a left hook. I'm going to defend a few times, and then we're going to do it in a drill where he has to defend as well as I have to defend. So Shane, just give me a couple left hooks to the body. One note of caution, when you're doing the punches, make sure you get that shoulder up by your jaw. So when you're punching down the body, try to punch level like this and sit down. That way you're going to remain protected from a counter punch. That's going to come up later. But let's start now. When you do your left hook, make sure you're covering from your own counter, from my counter. So go ahead and do that left hook to my body again. There you go, much better. And again. Good. Hit me a little bit harder. Right, see how I step with it? And again. Now let's do it as a drill. So I'm going to attack him with the left hook. He's going to respond with the left hook to my body. Now we're going to talk about defense against the right uppercut. You have a right uppercut to the body, you also have a right uppercut to the head. The first one we're going to do is a right uppercut to the body. It's very similar to what we've done already. Your left hand is held high like this, your right hand's here ready to punch and ready to defend. And when the right uppercut comes in, you want to pull that elbow in this way. So you want to pull the elbow in and make sure it comes in really tight. You want just the elbow to block that uppercut. Just like this. Some things you can do to prevent getting hit with an uppercut in the first place is don't be caught leaning forward in your stance like this. Try to always hold a vertical position. If that uppercut comes up, there's a good chance that it's just going to glance past you. But what we're going to do as an added precaution is to bring that elbow in this way. And remember to exhale. Okay, let's take a look at that defense from the side. It's very similar to how we blocked the left uppercut. Hands here like this. The right uppercut coming into the body. Let me show you that defense against the right uppercut. Shane, okay, right uppercut. Okay, now we're going to trade these uppercuts back and forth. So I'll practice, he'll practice his defense, and then I'll practice my defense. Let's take a look at the right uppercut that goes to the jaw. So I'll show you how to defend against the right uppercut that makes its way past the body and up to your jaw, and how to defend against that. So you're going to be in your stance like this. Now remember how we used the right hand to catch the jab? We did that catch. Well, now when the uppercut comes up, you're going to put that hand down a little bit this way. You're going to catch that uppercut as it comes up. So it's headed for your jaw, and your right hand's going to catch it. As soon as you catch it, you return to your regular guard. So it's just a catch like this, and then you come right back to here. So it's catch and return. Catch and return. Now bring my elbow in at the same time in case that uppercut is directed to my body. So it's a combination of bringing the elbow in and covering with my right hand. Let's look at this defense against the uppercut to the face. Now I'm going to work with my partner and defend against the right uppercut to my jaw. A word of caution right here, this is where you really should have a mouthpiece. But we're going to go slow, and we know what we're doing, so we're going to take a small risk here just to show you how it's properly executed. So do your right uppercut to my jaw. Right uppercut. That's it. Right, if I catch with this hand, so much the better. If it makes it past this hand, I got that right hand there to catch it. There you go. Come in real tight, so I have to use that right hand. That's it. Good. Now we're going to do it back and forth as a drill. So I'll do my right uppercut. And again, he has that option. If he catches it with the left arm, that's fine. If I'm coming wide and he blocks it there, so much the better. If I come in real narrow, he's got that hand there to protect with. So we're going to go uppercut back and forth. You go first. Don't forget to keep a narrow profile. Don't square up and give more targets. Even when you're doing this defense, you always want to keep a very narrow profile to your partner. Now we're going to defend against the left uppercut to the body. So the hands are here like this. Now you're going to be reaching in and lifting that left uppercut underneath. What I have to do is I got to bring that right elbow down and cover the same target area. It's a lot like I did when I covered the hook. My hook came down the side. Now I got to twist in slightly forward in order to catch that. So whereas the hook is kind of like this, I collapse this way. Now in the uppercut, I got to angle it slightly. So I have to angle here to catch that left uppercut. See my hand? See how I'm covering that center point? Defense against the left uppercut from the side. Look at the difference between defending against the left hook, which is going to be here, and a left uppercut, which is here. It's just a slight angle turn with your body. So you protect the hook here, just bring that elbow right into your side. And for an uppercut, you got to turn in to meet it a little bit. So you turn in, take that left uppercut. Okay, Okay, now with the partner, I'm going to show you how to defend against the left uppercut to the body. So Shane, if you'll do a left uppercut to my body. Very good. Now let's do it as a drill. I'll do my left uppercut to you first, and then you'll answer with your left uppercut to my body. So here we go. Now we're going to cover a defense against a left uppercut to my chin. My hands are up here this way, and I'm going to just turn my hand up and catch that left uppercut. Now, that's how I block the right uppercut to the chin. And one of the reasons is that our uppercuts go in the same line. So whether it's a right uppercut, bump, or left uppercut, it's coming up the middle. So I should catch that right uppercut here. If he does a left uppercut, it's coming up the middle the same way, and I catch it in the same fashion. So all I have to do, let's watch from the side, is just turn my hand out that way. Just turn my hand out that way. Boom. One word of caution is keep that elbow in tight in case it's coming a little lower than you expect. Okay, now I'm going to show you the defense against a left uppercut to the chin. Go ahead, Shane. Good. And again. All right. Now we'll trade back and forth as a drill. So we practice doing the left uppercut and we practice defending against the left uppercut. I'll go first. Our final defense is for the overhand right. Normally when you stand like this with your left hand up in your fundamental boxing stance, you're going to nullify the overhand right. If he throws it, your hand's in that position anyway already, so he's not going to be able to get to you. But often your left hand is going to be caught low, and that overhand right is going to come over top. So what we need is like another type of defense. And we're going to come back to here where we caught with the right hand. But you have to turn a little bit. You got to turn away from the shot and get that right hand extra high. So when that right hand, that overhand right comes in, you're going to be catching it on your palm. Just catch it on your palm, like that. Let's take a look at the defense against an overhand right from the side. So if I have my basic boxing stance with my hands up in this type of guard, he can't really throw that right hand, that overhand right, because my hand's just right there in front of it. If he does throw it, it's going to get picked off quite easily. But a lot of times he's going to throw it because he sees my left hand dropping. So my left hand is dropped after a punch. I need to have a secondary defense. And I'm going to come around like this and block with the right hand. I got to pull it pretty high, so I got to make sure this arm moves up. I open my hand and I put it there in the path of the punch. Like that. And you can see I sit and bring my head down a little bit out of range. Defense against the overhand right with a partner. Shane, if you get in a stance. Okay, now throw your overhand right a couple times. All right, so I can just pick it off that way. So he's probably not going to throw it unless he sees my left hand's a little low. Now he's going to try to come over top and hit me. So my left hand gets caught low, throw your overhand right, and I want to defend it that way. Go ahead and do it again. All right. You can see I'm using my shoulder a little bit too, it's a little added protection. Throw it again. Okay, now we're going to do this as a drill, trading back and forth. So I'll throw my overhand right, and what I want you to do first is, well, first block with that hand. So show me how you block with that hand. So his hand's in the way. So there's no sense in throwing that. But if I catch him with his hand down a little bit, now he's going to have to bring his right hand around and defend. Good. And flow with that a little bit. So just kind of go with the shot. There you go, just a little bit. Take it into the knee. There you go, very good. Okay, so now we're going to trade back and forth. So Shane, you go first. Overhand right. Overhand right. Move around. Here's another type of defense called the cross arm defense. And I'm going to hold my hands up this way like this. My right hand is going to be taking a lot of the straight shots. Now I have a little bit of view right here underneath my right hand. But I'm blocking with my palm, blocking the straight left and the straight right. And I'm also using my shoulder. So I'm kind of in a little crouch. And it's almost like a little peekaboo type style here. I'm looking through my guard. The advantage to this is I have my right hand and I even have a left hook that's available to me. So it gives you a couple different options on how you're going to counter after defending yourself. Let me demonstrate this with Alex. It's a very relaxed position. And I don't think you'll use very much energy at all. Okay, let's bring out some points here about this style. So just with my shoulder alone, I can block a lot. So I'm keeping my arm down, blocking my body, but a lot of my defense is just happening with my shoulder, whether it's the left or the right hand. And I'm sort of bringing it so I don't have to turn too far away. So I can take the left, boom, right, and I sort of squeeze the right hand between my shoulder and that palm. There you go. And then when he comes around for the hook, okay, I want to stay right here. Now my left hand is still free to counter this way. My right hand is also free to counter. So if he stops on the 1-2, so 1-2, boom, my right hand's right there. So it goes right from that position. It's very close to the target to begin with. Boom. So it lets me stay closer to my opponent. I can stay a little bit closer because I got a very well shielded guard. So I can kind of put pressure on my opponent. Go ahead and punch. So I can stay in close like this and not worry, not worry about picking off one particular shot. I got the whole thing sort of a blanket coverage right here. Right, so wherever he throws, even if he gets through a little bit, it's not going to get to me that much. And so I walk in to the distance I want to be at with my left hook. So you're holding your left hand down more along your body. So he hits to the body, go ahead, here. And I got my glove in my hand right here. So I get the hand covering my target, and I also get the extra benefit of having the padding of the glove help protect me. So my body is protected here. Right. And if he comes up with an uppercut, so the right uppercut here, right, throw uppercut to my head, throw it to my head. There you go. So I got that covered. This is a small change in the angle of your body. Let's review that cross-arm defense. I'm going to be very sideways with respect to my opponent. Most of my defense is going to come along my left shoulder, my left arm like this. My elbow is going to be held against my body. My left hand is going to be held across my other body this way. And my right hand is going to be up in front like this. So I'm covering most of the targets. There's almost nothing you can really hit. I got the entire side of my body, all my stomach. I have my right palm picking up all the headshots. I keep my chin nestled into my shoulder. The only available parts of my head to hit are very strong parts of the forehead and the top of the head here. The only vulnerability I have is that left hook coming in towards the right side of my face here. And it's very easy to pick up, just a small turn in like that, and I can block this way. So either from here or to here. There's several different ways to hold your guard. Every guard is going to have a strong point and it's going to offer a good counterattack. When you have your left hand up like this and your right hand down, This is the most classical of boxing positions. Most of your defense is on your left hand right here. You're keeping your elbow in on your body. So this left hand acts as like a shield. Your right hand, which is held close to your face, is protecting you, but is lined up more for counterpunching, like that. So your left hand is the shield, like this, almost like I have the arm inside of a shield and I'm blocking and I'm countering with the right. A different type of guard would be find yourself in a corkscrew position this way, where your right hand is up and you're now shielding with your right hand. This could be a way you stand and look for an open target. It could also be a place you are in transition, but nonetheless, here's your guard with the right hand and there's your left counter. So you're shielding with your right and then countering this way. Another way you can hold your hands is that cross-arm defense like this. So you have that cross-arm defense, which is a little bit tighter, lets you shield yourself a little bit better, lets you put that pressure in on your opponent. So again, you have the left hand as a shield, you have your right hand as a shield, and you have your both arms as a cross-arm defense like this. We're going to talk about other ways to defend yourself, and we're going to talk about sitting. We're going to sit underneath the person's punch. So hands up, knees bent. Now we're going to assume that our opponent is throwing a left punch at us, a left jab. And when the punch comes in, we want to sit underneath it so it goes right above our head. So you sit, and you're going to return to your stance. Don't return to a higher stance than where you started. Make sure your knees are still bent. You're in a low stance, your elbows down, your left hand's up. The jab comes in, you sit straight underneath it, and you return. Sit and return. Sit and return. Sit and return. So you're sitting straight underneath the left jab. Practice in the mirror. Make sure nothing changes, only your height. Let's take a look from the side at sitting underneath the punch. So we're in our stance here, hands up, chin in towards your shoulder, sit straight down, and then you come back. Sit, and then you come back. Sit, 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 sit. You may want to do a few minutes of just practicing this sit in order to develop the strength in your legs. Now, a lot of times you're not sitting in one position, you're actually moving forward or backward with the sit. So let's take a look at that from the side. So now, as my opponent throws the jab, I want to sit in and get closer to counterattack. So I step in as I sit, and then I come up to my stance. I draw my back foot up as I do that. Now that we're here, let's sit out. Sometimes once we're in making contact, the opponent throws the punch at us, and we want to sit back. So we're going to sit back this way. So we do a sit in, and we do a sit out. So I step down, sit, come up to a new stance, a little bit closer to my opponent. Now I'm going to sit out. So I sit in, and I sit out. So as my opponent punches at me, I'm sitting underneath it, but I'm also getting in ready to counterattack. Let's show how that sitting works against an opponent. So Shane, put your hands up. I'm going to stand right here. Now we're going to sit underneath the jab first. So he's going to sit the jab. He's going to put the jab out there. I'm going to sit straight underneath. Okay, do that again. Now it's going to work really well against the right hand also. So throw your right hand. Right, and let's take a look at it from this angle. So if you'll stand over here. Okay, from the left hand. Okay, and throw the right hand. Let's see how we do that sitting with an opponent in a drill. A quick note though, I want to tell you when you keep your chin in, you want to pull it down. So if you do get hit, you get hit on the hairline right here, and that'll make the punch glance up. If your head's up like this and you do get clipped a little bit, it's going to snap your head back. So make sure when you're doing this sitting that you actually tuck that chin in a little bit tighter. So Shane's going to start by jabbing at me. So jab, boom, I sit straight underneath, and now I'm going to jab back at him. That's it. See how I caught the top of his head? Okay, jab at me, and then sit. There you go. Weight on it. Now let's take a look at sitting in with the jab. So if you'll come up here. Okay, hands up. Now what I want to do is I want to take advantage of the fact that I'm getting underneath. So as he does his jab to my head, I sit, I get in close, because now I'm close enough to counterattack. So before he can get his hand back to cover him, I'm attacking him here. So I can sit in. So do that jab, sit, and I can counterattack his body. Now we're not going to go over the counterattacks. I just want to show you very clearly the sit in. So sit in, sit in, sit in, sit in. Sit, punch. Punch. Good. On your own. Now let's take a look at sitting out. So how you're in close already with your opponent and how sitting out is a good exit strategy. So I'm going to be in, I'm going to start this close already. Our hands are right here, close enough to throw uppercuts and hooks. As my opponent tries to hit me with his left hook, I sit straight down underneath it. And watch it again. Now, a quick note before we stop. Don't lean forward, because if your opponent changes to an uppercut or he adds an uppercut, you may be assisting the uppercut. So don't try to get underneath that hook by bending forward. You want to sit straight down. You want to use gravity. You want to use more than gravity. You want to pull yourself into the ground. So you're going to pull like that. So I'm in close. I see that. I feel that hook coming. Do that hook. Sit out. Sit out quickly. And again. All right, and I keep a straight line with them. I'm ready to attack them. I'm ready to push right back in. One more time. So you may be sitting on an opponent. You may be sitting down like this, avoiding his shots. You decide it's a good strategy. You're going to come in as you sit. You attack him. As he counterattacks you, you sit out. So it's a very good strategy. You sit, you start to build a rhythm. You sit in. You throw your counter punches, and you sit out. So sitting is a big game. So far, we've gone straight in, straight out, and that's kind of dangerous to do because I could walk into a punch. I could lead with my head and walk into a punch. So we're going to look for another way in. We're going to be sitting in. So we're using it as an offense, but it's a defense. It's a good defense. You sit underneath the shot, throw your attack, and you sit out. Sit in, sit out. Sit, 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 sit in, sit out. Sit, sit, sit in, sit out, sit out, sit in, put a little pressure on your opponent, back up, sit. So you want to develop this sort of bobbing motion where you're sitting constantly. Welcome back to Fundamental Boxing. We're going to talk about moving the head to the side, and it's called slipping. So we're here in our boxing position, we're in our stance, our hands are up, and we're covering most of our shots. Now, so right now we're talking about how to cover up and not get hit using the back of the glove, how to sit underneath the shot, how to move back away from a shot. Now we're going to talk about how to slip. Now slipping is a tough thing. You have to be able to anticipate the fact that your opponent is going to punch you. So we're going to expect that he's going to punch with the left hand. So the left hand is going to come in from your position, and what I'm going to do is move my head to that side. Right down like this. In my head, I keep facing forward. So you can see both my ears equally the whole time. So when I slip, I'm keeping my head turned back to the front. Slip. Now I do this by bending at the waist. So I keep my back straight and I roll in my hips and I get my head over this way, like that. Yeah. So your feet are facing up to about 230. We talked about that in the fundamental stance. That's the direction I'm going to lean. I'm going to take my body right towards that position. Keep my head facing forward. Moving that way. So look at it with the hands. Now right here I'm guarding both hands. My left hand's up in front, my right hand's on the side. And when I slip, I'm actually slipping my head behind my right hand here. So I'm going behind my right hand like that. So now I got sort of two hands up guarding that side of my head, and I'm way out of range of any punches. So he can't really hit me with a left hook, and he certainly can't get me with the right hand. So I'm slipping the shot. Now generally you don't want to slip in place. If you slip in place, you're really not outside the range of your opponent. So when you slip, you want to come in. So I'm going to lean slightly forward, and I want to step in as I do it. So I'm going to step in, kind of cut off the motion of my opponent. So I'm going to slip my head and move in. I'm going to sit down my stance a little bit. That's going to help me. The slip. Take a look at how my shoulder plays a part in this. I'm moving my shoulder in. So right now, I'm facing the front slightly. But by the time I finish my slip, I'm going to be completely sideways. This is going to change the position of the feet also. So right now my feet are facing towards 1:30 on a clock. By the time I step out, I'm going to be facing about 2:30. See my heel turn out a little bit? I'm trying to present a very narrow profile to my opponent so it's easier to slip. Let's take a look at that slip from the side. Some things you don't want to do. You don't want to lean back towards the right leg. So you don't want to open up the distance. You want to close this between you and your opponent. All right? You want to cut off the opportunity for them to hit you again. You want to get inside. You want to move inside. Okay? Actually moving outside of their arm, but you're moving in towards the opponent. Let's watch this slip against an opponent. So Shane's going to throw a jab towards my head. So when he throws the head, I'm going to slip forward and to this side. So go ahead and throw a punch. So I'm going to slip. And that's it. And again. Right, so I want to come in. So do your jab again. I want to come in. See, I'm up here by his elbow. I'm going to prevent him from bringing his hand back and punching me again. Here's something you don't want to do. So do your jab again. I don't want to go here. Now I missed the punch. But now you can punch me again really easily. Hit me with the right or hit me again with the left hand. Right, so you can just track me with his left hand. When I slip, I have to move in at the same time. I have to come in towards my opponent. Okay, so do the jab. And that's it. So I'm coming forward. Now watch the feet. We talked about it. My feet are going to be changing angle. I'm going to be changing angle with my shoulder as I do it. Again. All right. So I'm slipping to the outside of his arm. The punch is coming here. I'm slipping outside of his arm. When I mention moving in, I'm moving in towards my opponent, but my head is moving to the outside. Boom, that way. Let's try it again. So jab. Jab. Right? Very good. Let's see how we can work this slip against the jab, slipping to the outside in a drill with our partner. So I'll jab first, or Shane, you jab first, and I'll do my slip. So go ahead and jab. That's it. And then I'll jab at him. So jab, and I slip, and then he slips. Now we're going to do a slip to the other side. So we've been slipping in this direction. Now we want to slip all the way to the other side. So I'm going to step here. Now it's a good idea when I do that to square up a little bit and use my right hand as a defense. So I'm slipping to the outside, and I want that right hand to come around and defend me slightly. So I bring it around. The elbow doesn't want to come out too far. You want to kind of keep it close to the body. But this is, you're coming into this defense. So I'm slipping out, and I'm changing angle slightly. Let's take a look at this slip from this angle. All right, take a look at the feet and watch how my feet change angle. Okay, I'm going to show you the slip from this angle against his right hand. So I'm facing Shane, he throws the right hand, I slip to the outside here, right? And like we talked about, I want to come forward. So do that right hand, and I come in. Right? I got to move my head one head distance to this side, and I have to come forward. So again, like that. Now I have the option of slipping inside as left. I can do the same movement against the left hand. And come back. The only problem is his right hand is still available to hit me with, so it's a little bit of danger in doing so, but there's nothing wrong with slipping inside that left hand. We're going to show you right now in a very basic fundamental ways that you're slipping to the outside of his right. So throw that right at me again, and I'll slip out like that. Good. And again. All right. And one more thing I want you to notice is watch how I change angle with my body and how my feet turn to help me with that. Just throw the right hand. Boom. One more time. Okay. One final word. You want to be able to predict that your opponent's going to punch. If you just walk in there, you're never going to know whether he's punching or not. You have to kind of anticipate that that punch is coming. It'll make the slips work much more efficiently. Now we're going to do that slip with the right hand as a drill. So Shane, throw your right hand. I slip out, and we come back, and now I'm going to throw the right hand. You slip. That's it. Good. So throw your punch. Good. And then slip. Now what we want to try to do as we do this drill is see how close we can stay to the punch without actually putting ourselves in danger. So throw your right hand again, and then come back, and then slip. Good. And again. You can see it's a little dangerous. Now we're going to talk about how to duck a punch. We're going to duck the right hand first. So when we're in a stance like this, we're going to see a right hand. Generally, it's going to be a right hand that's come a little bit wide, kind of towards the top of our head, maybe an overhand right. As it comes in, I want to roll underneath it. As I do that, I'm going to change angle. So I'm going to come forward to get that right hand here, kind of use that to press against my opponent and to defend myself. So watch that again. Now, it's a very circular movement. As the punch comes towards the corner of my head up here, towards my left temple here, I'm going to go with it ever so slightly. I'm going to take a little bit off that punch. I'm going to go here and then roll underneath. I want to use a combination of ducking, right, pulling my body down, and bending my knees. So I want to be very active and pull myself underneath that punch. Now, just like the slip, this is going to go forward, so it's going to the left, but also forward this way. All right, and watch the angle change in my body. Okay, let's take a look at this duck from the side. Watch how I change my guard hand. So right here in my fundamental stance, my left hand is guarding, my right hand is here ready to counter. Now when I go underneath, I'm going to twist my shoulders. My right hand is going to become my new guard hand. My left hand is here ready to punch. It's also guarding, but its primary purpose is getting ready to punch, like come up underneath an uppercut or come across with a left hook. So here I am in the beginning, my left hand up, that's my shield, my right hand here ready to punch. I'm going to duck underneath, and I'm going to change my angle and change my guard hand. Watch again. Okay, now we're going to show this with a partner. He's going to throw a right hand. It's going to be going up towards my temple. So that right hand's going to come in, and I have to duck in. So it's a very scary movement to do. As soon as I see a little daylight between his elbow and his body, that's where I want to dive my head. So as soon as that hand comes off his side, I'm going to dive in this way. Now, depending on the distance, I may have to step, or maybe I'll just do it in place. Right now, we're at a distance that's safe to practice, so I'm going to step in with the slip, or with the duck. So do that right hand again. In here like that. And see my right hand up here guarding now? And I'm ready to punch that left hand to the body. And we'll start over. Again, the right hand. Boom. That's it. And again, one more time. All right. Now let's take a look at the same duck from a different angle. So if you'll stand over here, Shane. Okay, hands up. Okay, now just throw the punch to my head. I'm not going to duck. That's it. So he's going here like this. And a lot of times the elbow's going to be up high because he's coming in kind of downward angle like this. That would be like significant of an overhand right that we had in the beginning. So throw that overhand right towards my head. I'm going to go underneath the elbow. That's it. Now when I duck, I want to go between the elbow and the shoulder. I want my head to go right in here. So I'm going right by the armpit. I don't want to duck underneath the elbow exactly because that elbow may hit the top of my head, and that really smarts. So let's go back. So throw the right hand. So here, right, I'm very close. Now you can see my right hand is here guarding, and it's also checking my opponent. With very little pressure, I can affect his balance, affect his ability to punch. So I want that right hand right up here. Don't push on the guy. Don't push on the guy unless you have to. I just want to hear just guarding yourself. Okay, and what you're looking for is that left uppercut or that left hook to the body or even that left hook up to the head. Okay, so this is watch the duck by itself. So here we go, overhand right, and I'm going to duck in. Okay, and again. All right. This takes a lot of nerve. What I'm looking for is I'm very close when I start. As soon as I see a little bit of space between the side of his body and his elbow, like bring that back. Right now, it's a solid mass, but as soon as I see a little bit of daylight, I'm going to dive my head right in there like that. Okay? So go ahead and do that. So turn into the punch. Boom. Good. One more time. We're going to continue with ducking. Now we're going to duck under the left hook. So we're facing our opponent, and the left hook is going to come towards this temple right here, towards my right temple. So as it comes in, I'm going to have to come up and shield myself a little bit and then roll underneath the left hook. And I'm right back to my guard stance, and generally what you would follow with would be your right hand. So let's just take a look at the duck. My hands are up here like this. I roll in and underneath. So you can see my head is sort of tracing a nice elliptical pattern. I want to kind of come in and roll underneath. And I want to pick up this movement in my feet. So as I go, see I'm on the ball of my feet so my feet turn appropriately. Let's take a look at ducking the left hook from a different angle. Be careful that you don't stop here. Always complete your movement. A lot of times my boxers are down here like this. I have to yell at them, complete the move, complete the move. You need to complete that move because if you get down here like this, you're open for the uppercut. So when you go underneath, come all the way back up. Once you get underneath, you may feel safe. Oh, I missed the punch, but you're going to get hit with the next punch. So you want to go underneath, return all the way to your guard stance. Okay, now with the partner ducking underneath his left hook. Now, one thing I want to talk about your eyes first. When you're up here, you're looking at your opponent. You're kind of taking in everything at the same time. My eyes, the middle of my gaze would probably be right around his chest. Now, when I go underneath the punch, I don't want to look back up in the same place because that's going to put my head in danger again. So my eyes are going to have to sort of follow through around the waist level. So when I'm going underneath, you see, I'm looking at his waist. I'm looking out the top of my eyes always. I'm always looking at the top of my eyes. As I roll underneath, I'm going to be looking about waist level. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to be back to my original position. So my eyes will be right back where they started. What a common mistake is people go underneath, they look back up, and their head is exposed, the top of the head. So ducking did them no good at all. So what we'll do is I'm going to go underneath his left hook. I'm going to try to keep my eyes down, look out the top of my eyes. So go ahead and do your left hook. Good. And again. Good. Follow through so I just come up the other side. So go to your left hook. That's it, good. And again. All right, now I want to stay in close. A lot of times he'll be close in the distance. What I can do to keep the distance close is to shuffle in. So throw your left hook. Boom, right. So I can do a little footwork where I'm over here a little bit better. So I'm staying close to my opponent. This is where I'm going to have an advantage. I don't want to give him a second shot at me. So I can attack his body here. I can come over top and hit the head. Let's take a look at that again. So left hook. And again. Okay, one more time. Okay, let's take a look from this angle. So stand over here. Okay, a lot of times that left hook is going to come from sort of a corkscrew position, so he may have thrown his right hand first. So throw your right hand, right, and I've blocked that, and that's when I can expect that left hook. We talked about you're going to do a lot better when you anticipate what the guy's going to do. So he's going to do the right hand, I block it, my hand guard's up. I know that left hook is going to follow. Do that left hook, and I roll underneath. It makes it a little bit easier. So do it again, right hand, left hook. Good. Now do just the left hook, but kind of start from this corkscrew position. Okay, left hook. And again. Okay, staying close to my opponent. One more time. Now I'm going to show ducking the right hand and ducking the left hook done in a drill with my partner. So I'm going to start by throwing the right hand. You're going to duck underneath that. So duck underneath my right hand, and now you're going to counter with your left hook. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it slowly. Now I'm going to do the right hand. Right, so you just practice ducking, and you come up, and now you got a nice left hook at me, right? That's a good counter to that right hand after you duck underneath it. So you have that left hook. But since I can duck that as well, I'm going to duck underneath your left hook. So I'll start by throwing the right hand. So go underneath and then duck. Right, or I'll duck. Okay, and again, duck right away. Here. And I can just loop these together. Right, stay right in front of me. Don't move around your opponent when you're doing this drill for now. I want you to get your feet to work properly in this position. So duck, duck. Stay close. That's it. Make sure you're going underneath the armpit. That's it. Good. So right underneath the armpit. Not underneath there, right? See, I got hit that. Don't go underneath there. Make sure you go in towards the armpit. So same thing for you. Go in towards the armpit and in towards the armpit. Here, here, here. Good. A couple more times. Now we're going to change roles. What you'll do is you'll throw your right hand. You're going to throw your right hand towards my temple. I'm going to go underneath. Now as I counter with my left hook, you're going to go underneath that. So go underneath. There you go. So throw your right hand again. Underneath. Boom. There you go. Keep going. Here. Here. Keep it tight. Go underneath my armpit. Don't go underneath the elbow. That's it. Again, keep it coming. Get good body turn. Stay on the ball of your feet. Make sure you're twisting your feet into each shot, each rotation. Good. Stop. All right. Stand over here. Let's take a look at these drills again from the side. So standing up. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to throw the right hand. You're going to go underneath. Be always clear. You talk to your partner. Let them know what you're doing. Communication is very important so we don't walk into a punch. Now go underneath the right hand. And then left hook. That's it. I want to see how close I stay to his ribs. I'm going underneath the armpit. Again, underneath the right. Boom. Good. Now, throw your right hand first. So throw your right hand up towards my temple. See how I come in? I come in, I'm right by his armpit. Now here's my left hook. And went underneath it. Right hand. So a natural counter to my left hook there. Boom. Go underneath. Keep going. Turn those feet. That's it. Stay up off your heels. Let them turn. A final word on ducking. When you're in your stance, you want to be sort of seeking your lowest level all the time. Keep your knees bent. It should be very easy to fall underneath that punch. Either direction. If you're high and rigid and your hips are forward, you're not going to be able to get down underneath it. Even if you see the punch coming, it'll be too slow. You have to be here ready to go underneath at all times. So anticipate and be prepared. Duck, duck. It should be very easy. Duck, duck. One of your best defenses is to keep your head moving at all times. Let's cover some of the ways we showed you how to move your head. Very basically in the beginning, you're moving in and out. You're moving into distance and moving out of distance. So you're moving in and moving out. Then we branched in from there, sitting. Sitting. You can sit straight down, you can sit in, you can sit out. Then we had slipping, slipping, slipping to one side or the other. Now that should be different than sitting. Sitting is straight underneath. So I'm right on the same line, and when I slip, I'm moving offline. From there, you're going to have ducks. Moving. A lot of times when you factor these in, you're just anticipating that after I throw that right hand, he's going to counter with the left hook. And I go right into my head movement. Same thing when I do my left hook, I anticipate he's going to counter with the right, and I go underneath it. So I just make it a standard part of throwing my left hook. Always go left hook, duck, left hook. This is a standard practice. So you want to start to put these all together. Now start by moving in and out. Be able to move your head forward and back, and then sit, 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 sit. Go back to moving in and out, and then sit, sit. From there, start slipping. Slip, 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 and duck, duck, duck. And then you're right back to moving in and out. Sit, sit, slip, slip, duck, duck, duck. Back and forth again, moving in and out. Sit, 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 slip, slip, duck, 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 and back to moving in and out. And keep doing this without stopping. Add to this all the angle changes you have, and you have an endless combination of head movement to dazzle your opponent with. Let's take a look from the side angle, all those variations on head movement. So again, you're going to start in very much in order, going in and out, sitting, sitting, bouncing back and forth, sit, sit, slip, slip, roll your head, go back to bouncing in and out, moving on the linear line, sitting, sitting, sit out, slip, slip, roll, roll, go back to your bouncing. So in other words, you never stop moving. Let's talk about how all this head movement affects our opponent. So let's start from the top. We'll start with just moving on a linear basis in and out this way. So I'm facing my opponent. When he jabs at me, go ahead and do your jab. I'm going to back up out of the way. Okay, return. Let the hand just kind of trail off at the end. So go ahead and do your jab. Boom, that's it. And when he does that, see how he's opening himself up? So when he punches, he's always going to open himself up somewhere. He's either going to be opening up in the head, or because his hand's coming away, he's going to be opening up in the body. Okay, go ahead and return. Okay, so what he does is he jabs, I back up, and when I come back with my own jab right to his face. Okay, so go back. So just more real time. Ready, go. Out, and then I come back with a jab. And again. Boom, right. One more time. Good, I'm going to answer with my jab. Now, I'm taking a full step. So we've gone over what a full step is. That's when I'm moving with my right foot and my left foot. So he's very quick, and I'm very quick, and I want to jump out of the way. So do your jab. So I jump out, make sure I'm out of the direction, and then I come back with the jab. Now, I may have to add a little bit of a lean. One word about lean is don't put your heel down when you lean back. Make sure your heel is up off the ground, and therefore you're going to keep the weight kind of on the front leg, not on the back leg. So you lean back, but you're not going to put the heel down when you lean back. So he comes a little bit extra deep. I have to step back. I take a full step back, and I also have to lean a little bit. Okay, so do that jab again. Boom, I'm going here like this, and then I'm going to come back with my jab. One more time. Okay, jab. Now I could answer with my right. The only problem with that is that I'm stepping so far out of the range that I have to step back in so far that I could end up walking into his right hand. So in this case, when I jump out with a full step, answer with the left hand. One more time. Or answer with the 1-2. But leave that left hand because it's a little bit safer. Now, as time goes on and about, I may predict his timing a little bit better. I'm a little more accustomed to him. So when he jabs, do your jab, I step back with the right foot, and that's far enough. And now here, I can answer with the right hand. Go back. I'm not covering as much distance, so I'm not at much risk to run into his right hand. So a quick step back, and I count with the right hand. And again. All right, so you have a couple options on how you counter from that. I guess the last step of that is if I can just lean. I don't even have to take a step. I just lean. So do your jab, boom, boom, right there. One more time. Just sit back here. So I just pull back. I pull back like this. Make sure I don't put that heel down. My knees have to be bent. And then just answer with the right hand. Do that jab, boom, and then counter with the right hand. So in a progression, you're going to start by taking a full step and counter with the jab. Full step, counter with the jab. So do your jab and I'll do a full step. Boom, and I counter with my jab. When I get a little bit more accustomed to it, I may just take a half step. So do your left hand again. I take my half step back, and this time I have a little bit more ability to counter with the right hand. I still can come back with the 1-2. So do your jab. So half step, but still come with the 1-2. Just be a little safer. And finally, if I, really custom, I can really predict what my opponent's going to do. All I have to do is just pull back. So do your jab. Just pull back and answer with the right hand. One more time. So pull back and answer with the right. Now we're going to talk more about sitting. Now we're still moving the head. We start with moving in and out. Now we're going to try to sit underneath the punch. So whatever punch he throws in my head, I should be able to sit underneath it. So if it's the left hand, throw your left hand, I can sit straight down. If it's the right hand, I can sit down underneath that too. Generally, my opponent's going to lead off with his left hand, so we're going to talk about sitting underneath the left hand. So do your left hand again. Right. Now, I don't want to stay right here. I may do that a couple times, but I don't want to get in a predictable position here because he may follow with an uppercut or a low punch, and I'll be walking into it. So now when he throws that jab, I want to sit in. So do your jab. I want to sit in. I want to end up almost in a little pocket right here, right near his shoulder, and then I'm going to come back like that. So I can't walk through his left hand to get to this little pocket right here. So what I'm doing is basically going underneath that and then up underneath it this way. Let me do that again. So do your jab, so sit down, and I come up underneath here. Now because I'm really exposing his body at that time, I'm going to come back with a couple body shots. So as the left hand comes in, I sit, uppercut, uppercut. And then I'm going to sit back out. That's going to be a nice, safe exit for me. So do your jab again, sit in, uppercut, uppercut, and then sit out. Now I could change that to a left hook at the end. So do your jab, sit, uppercut, hook, sit out. Okay, so do your jab again, sit in, uppercut, boom. Okay, I was going to change that to a hook. Let me do it again. Jab, uppercut, hook, sit out. One more time. Jab, sit in, uppercut, hook, sit out. Okay, sometimes when your opponent jabs at you, he's jabbing as he's moving backwards. So in that case, I'm going to sit in underneath the jab, do your jab. So I'm going to go underneath it. As he comes back, I'm going to answer with the right hand. Okay, and there's a very particular type of footwork with this. I'm going to sit as I step out with my left foot. So here's the jab, I sit, and as my right foot comes up, I'm throwing that right hand. Okay, so I'm going to sit, and as it brings the hand back, I'm going to come in with the right hand. So if the distance permits, I'm going to come back with the right hand. If he stands in, if he's coming in with his jab, and I sit underneath it, I can attack his body. If he backs up, I can raise up with him and punch him in the head. So let's do that one more time. So jab, so sit in, boom, right hand right there. Now we're going to talk about slipping the left jab. Slipping the left jab and where he's going to be vulnerable when I do that slip. So this time the left hand's coming in towards my face, do the jab, and I slip to the outside. Now we talked earlier that I'm kind of moving my head behind my hands. My hands don't actually move from this position. I move my head to back behind my hands. I move my body over here. So my left hand stays lined up with his body as I do so. So do your jab. I slip, right? My right hand's kind of covering my face a little bit. Look at my left hand. It's directed right towards his body. So that's what I'm going to counter him with. I'm going to slip his left jab. I'm going to counter with my left hand to the body. So jab to the head, slip, and counter. And again, slip and counter. And again. And again. Good, last time. Now we're going to talk about slipping his right cross, slipping to the outside of his right cross, and what counterattacks are available to me. So he throws that right hand, I'm going to slip. And again, remember, I'm cutting in the distance. So when I'm here, I got that left uppercut I can hit to the body. Okay, go ahead and return. So slip. Boom, like that. And again, slip. One more time. Now, besides the uppercut, I also have the hook over top. So let me do a slip and I'll come back to the left hook. So the outside slip, left hook over top. And one more time. Slip and then hook. Slip, hook. I can do a combination of the uppercut and the hook. So I can go to the outside, uppercut, hook. Slip to the outside, uppercut, hook. One more time, slip. One more time. So now I can also duck underneath his shots, and I want to tell you what you're open for to hit him after you do the duck. So he's going to come at me with the right hand. So when the right hand comes in, I'm going to come up underneath like this. I'm on the outside of his right hand. And I'm in the same place when I did the slip. I was in the same position here. I have the uppercut and I have the left hook. Okay? But now what I want, since it's so similar, I want Shane to practice covering. So when I do the uppercut, he's going to protect low here. And when I come up to the hook, he's going to protect this way. So I'm going to go underneath his right hand. Boom, right? And he's going to practice protect himself while I practice my shots. And again, here. Boom, boom. All right. So he's getting practice as well as me. And again. Let's go underneath the left hook and see what is available for us to hit. Okay. So do your left hook at me. Left hook, I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to counter the right head to the head. One more time. Left hook, I'm going to go underneath, I'm going to counter the head. Good. And again. All right. Do it one more time. Let's see if there's anything else available to us. Go over top of the left hook. I go underneath. I could hit with my left hand to the body. If that's open, go ahead and take it. I could go left hand, right underneath like that. So do your left hook again. So I go underneath, uppercut, right hand. Okay, one more time. So as I come under, boom, just go ahead and bring that uppercut with it and answer with the right hand. One more time. So I roll, boom, I'm right there anyway, so as I come up underneath it, do that left uppercut, right hand combination. Okay, so far we've done a lot of different defenses. Let's start to put these in a practical sense with a partner. So we've done this one before, but we're going to do a jab and a catch. So when I jab, he's going to catch my jab. When he jabs me, I'm going to catch it. So catch, catch. All right. But I want to move into something that's a little more practical, working against combinations. So now I'm going to go jab, right hand, and he's going to block the right hand. So jab, catch, and block the right hand. So you do that at me. So when I catch the jab, I'm going to catch the jab. Don't catch it out here, because that's going to open you up for a left hook. You want to catch it close to your face. Do your jab, and then do your right hand. Good. And we'll just trade back and forth. So you catch and block. Okay? You jab, boom, I catch and block. And just go right back and forth. You can get a little bit of a rhythm. Yeah, mistakes are okay. It's how you learn. Keep that right hand straight. Now, let's add a little bit to that. So what I'm going to do is come back to the left hook. This is your typical three-punch combination. So I'm going to go jab. You're going to catch that jab. Get the hand a little higher. Block. And now block my left hook. So you have to move it onto the side of your head. Change your body somewhat. Now do that same thing to me. So jab. Right, I catch it. I block the right hand. Now my hands are not positioned to block that left hook, so I have to change my hands. Do the left hook. I have to run in like this. I have to turn my body and bring my head or my hand to the side of my head, or my head to the side of my hand. It's kind of a combination of both. So do that again towards me. Jab, block, block, right? And we'll trade that back and forth. So catch, block, block, right back at me. 1, 2, 3. All right, if you miss, you make a mistake, just keep flowing. All right. Now always try to keep this narrow profile. Be careful that you're not exposing yourself by squaring up. You want to stay sideways behind that right hand. Now we're going to put together some of these defenses against a combination. The combination we're going to be working up to is going to be a jab, cross, hook to the body, hook to the head. I'm going to show you all the appropriate defenses for that. So I'll have Shane punching me first. So do your jab. I'm I'm going to catch it like that. So let's do it again. Just take that one movement. So catch. Now he's going to bring his right hand behind the jab. So he's going to go jab, right hand. I'm going to block that one. Just like that. We covered that, so you should know how to do it. If you need to review it, and then move on. Jab, catch, right hand. Now he's going to hook to my body. So hook to my body. Right. I want to just kind of buckle into that. Let's try it again. So now work 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Good. And again. 1, 2, 3. And now he's going to hook to my head. So after he hooks to my body, he's going to come back up to the head. So ready? 1, 2, 3. And that's what I'm going to duck. So I'm going to add a duck this time. So we have several different types of defenses going on here. We have the catch. So we catch, do your jab. We have a block. We have a block to the body, right? Blocking the body, and then to the head. Boom, I duck. Okay? Now let's work it back and forth in a drill. So I'll do it to you. So catch my jab. Good. Block my right hand. Do a body block, and then duck underneath. Very good. Okay? Now we'll go back and forth, and we'll both practice. So do your jab, right, to the body, to the head. Very good. And then we come right back at you. Bop, bop, body, head. And again. Let's go a little bit faster. Just kind of get smoother. I'm going to come faster than you now. Here we go. And again, just keep going. Just keep going. You want to go underneath that. Keep going. Now we're going to practice both ducks together. We're going to practice going underneath the right hand and the left hook. So I'm going to throw my right hand and then follow with my left hook. And Shane's going to duck underneath both shots. Watch how he does it. He's going to go underneath here and then underneath there. That's it. Do it again. Right. And then you can do it in me. So throw your right hand like that. And then good. Very nice. Do it again. All right. And then we can trade. So I'll go. Right hand, left hook, and then your turn. All right, we'll just try to make this flow together. Okay, now we're going to do a drill where we combine a couple different defenses into one drill. Now I'm going to throw a jab cross, hook to the body, hook to the head, which is a very standard boxing combination. When I throw my jab, he catches my jab, right? We've gone over catching. When I throw my right, he blocks. When I throw my hook to the body, he does a body block, and when I come back and hook to the head, he ducks underneath. And then he can do the same thing back at me. So he's going to do a jab, I catch, and then he throws the right, I block, and then I block the body shot, and I duck underneath the left. And we're going to trade back and forth. So it's my turn to punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then you're going to come here, 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 here. All right, we'll start slow, and we're going to pick up the pace slightly. We're going to put a couple other defenses together. So we're going to put the defense against the uppercut together with the ducking of the left hook. So I'm going to throw a right uppercut, and Shane's going to catch it right here. So he's going to catch with the palm of his right hand. I'm going to follow the left hook. Boom, he's going to go underneath it. So watch Shane do that against me. He's going to do a right uppercut, Right. Now because I'm blocking here, see how I'm open for the left hook? So it's very natural for him to throw the left hook at this point. When he throws that left hook, I'm going to have to defend. So go ahead and do your left hook. And I'm going to roll underneath that shot. Okay? So let me do it to Shane. I'm going to go right uppercut, left hook. Good. Now he's going to go right uppercut, left hook. That's it. Keep your hands up and keep your eyes on your opponent. Even though I'm blocking some of my view, I can see a lot of his body movement through my gloves, through my guard. So look at your opponent or look at your partner all the time through your guard. All right, here I go. Right uppercut, left hook, good, and then back at me. Here, here, good. Okay, good. So we go slowly in case we have accidents like that. Let's pick it up again. Okay, block, go underneath, and then here. That's it. Good, very nice. I'm going to throw a vicious body attack with my left hand to Shane. He's going to block and he's going to answer with a right uppercut. So what I'm trying to do when I do this maneuver is I'm trying to hit him hard enough that he wants to keep that right arm on his side. So that he's afraid to pick that arm off his side because of the strength of my left uppercut, or, it's a hook to the body. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in there, I'm going to go uppercut, and he's going to come back with the right uppercut here. That's it. So he's just going to counter with the right uppercut. First he's going to block it, and then he's going to come back like that. Right, now you can see it more clearly when Shane does it against me. So he's going to reach in and attack my body. Right, I'm going to buckle with it, so I'm going to come in like this. And we've covered this already, so we're just reviewing how to take that shot. So reach in there, uppercut, and then bang, let that feed right into my right uppercut. Here, and target it to the jaw. Do it again. Right, and see how Shane adjusts? He's now defending with the right uppercut defense. He's putting his right hand right there and catching my right uppercut. So we can try this back and forth. First, I'll attack his body and he'll counter. So I'll come in here, and he comes in with the uppercut. Now we'll take a little break so we're clear what we're doing. Now he reaches in and attacks my body. Here, and then I come back with my uppercut. So we're teaching two things. He's teaching how to defend himself, and I'm teaching how to counter off my defense. So I reach in here, boom, boom, right, and I catch his uppercut. Now you reach in. Oh, my bad. Do it again. Come in here, and then uppercut. Right, catch that. Right, and again. Now, if you could add the last drill we did to this. So if he comes in here and hits my body, and I go uppercut, and he catches my uppercut, now go underneath my left hook. Good. So come in here, attack my body, block my counter, and go underneath. Right. So I'm learning how to counter, but he's learning some other defenses, valuable defenses at the same time. Okay, so here we go. Come in and attack my body. Here, up, and then underneath. Good. One more time. Okay. Here, catch my uppercut. That's it. And go underneath my left hook. Good. So we have a mistake. We slow down, then we'll pick up the pace as we go. Again, come in here, hit my body. Catch that uppercut. Let's go over that again. Come in, hit my body. Catch on the uppercut. Now go underneath the left hook. That's it. Make sure you're staying close to my body. Let's do it a couple more times. Reach in here. Uppercut, block, and go underneath that left hook. Very good. Very good. All right. Come in here, attack my body. Bang, bang. That's it. And again. Right. Now I'm hitting light enough. I have good control. So when I hit Shane, I have a padded glove, but I know that he's going to adapt quickly. He'll figure out what he's doing wrong. But I don't want to take advantage of him at the same time. So I'm kind of using control. I'm not hitting him too hard. Okay, come in and do that again. Right. Yeah, one more time. Now, both sides should practice this. So now I'm going to come in and attack his body. So I'm going to initiate the movement. I'm going to reach in here, uppercut to his body, and he's going to counter with the right uppercut. Right, let's just stop there. We'll go over that much. So I reach in there, attack the body, and defend against the right uppercut. Good. Here. Good. Now come back to the left hook after you do that right uppercut. So I lead off. I'm coming in here, body attack, defend, defend. There you go. And again. Now we can get close to live speed with this, like it would be in a real fight, but we build up to it slowly. So we start off slow. As I become comfortable with what I'm doing and he becomes comfortable with what he's doing, we'll just naturally progress in speed. If any time someone gets hurt or someone gets hit, we'll stop the action and we'll start over again. When we start this series, we talked about primarily defending with the left hand, and that includes the left jab. So we've been catching the jab a lot, but the primary defense, particularly when both fighters are very quick and early on in the fight and at a greater distance, is to block that left hand. So do your jab, right? Because I'm not really exposed myself very much when I do that. Also, my left hand is going to be quicker for things that come in on the left side. But what I don't have is a good counter. So what I start doing is bring my right hand around to defend. Do your jab again. I catch it, and that exposes my left hand, or what it does is it frees up my left hand to counter him. That's why I end up catching the jab. Sometimes also because I've been blocking with the left hand, so block here, my opponent starts to slip a little bit to the left like that to find a new line of attack. And then I do have to catch here because I don't want to give up the protection against the right hand. So do your right hand. Yeah, that's your knockout blow like that. So I don't want to bring this hand away from my face. So come on back. So you may start off about defending with your left hand like this, but as your opponent looks for a new line or as you get more comfortable, you're going to start catching like this. Now, as this whole thing evolves, my opponent notices that I'm catching his jab more or less. When he jabs, I catch it like that. Just do a straight jab. Boom, I catch it like that. One more time. One of the things about catching the jab is I'm not defending on the side of my face. So if he does a left hook, after the jab, he might catch me when he's open. Normally, people go 1-2. They throw the left hand and they throw the right hand. All right? So he's kind of changing up a little bit. He's going jab and then hook. So he goes jab and then hook, and I want to practice defending that way. Okay? So go jab and then hook. Good. You can go a little bit faster. So catch, block. Catch, block. Notice how I change angle a little bit. So I move my hand to the side of my face, but I also change the angle of my body slightly in order to pick up that shot. So let's do it again. Right. So his intent was to get me to catch over here, to commit to this defense, and then try to catch me behind my right hand. Okay, so again. Good. And how about you practice the same thing? So let's start by catching. So catch my hand. Good. Catch. And now I'm going to add the left hook behind it. So catch my jab and then block my hook. Very good. And again. Okay, now let's take this whole drill a step further. After I defend against his left hook, I want to counter him. So go jab, hook, hook. And now I got a couple options from here. I get in with my right hand or I get in with my left hand. Let's punch with the same side that we blocked with. So you're going to go jab, hook, and I'm going to counter with my right hand like that. And again, here, boom. And I do my right hand. Right, how you want to defend, you can practice different ways. Here. You can try to get your left hand back here in time and block like that. Right, so again. Right, that's it. Right. And I may want to explore other ways to counter. So go ahead and do your jab, hook. Maybe I'll answer with my own left hook. Okay, and again. Right. There's all types of variations you can do off this type of drill. Let's see what you do now. I'll go jab, hook, okay, and then I want you to counter with the right hand. So catch, block, boom. See how I defend that way? All right. All right, and we can move a little bit faster. All right, it's teaching me to keep my left hook up and back to my face really quickly. Good. How about after I do the left hook and you block it, you answer the left hook? All right. Is there anything else I could do to defend against that left hook? I could duck underneath it. Now we're going to slip 2 punches. We're going to slip the straight left and the straight right. So get in your stance, please. Okay, what I want you to do is just practice slipping the left hand. So show me how you slip the left hand. There you go, good. Take a step in when you do that. That's it, good. Now, slip the right hand. That's it, good. And again. Good, slip the right hand, again. Good, okay. Slip the left. Slip the right. Good. So left, right. There you go. Slip, 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 slip. And you want to work in partners, so you want to change the role. So now, very slowly, do your left hand. Slip, slip. That's it. Slip, 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 slip. Now, he's not really putting a lot of pressure on me. So after I do the first slip, I'm kind of coming back to where I start. So it throws the left hand. I slip. I'm kind of back here, getting poised when I see that right hand coming. Right. So my head's kind of going in, and then I come back to my center movement, and then I slip in again. So let's do it again. Slip, slip. What I don't want to do is kind of pull my head across. I don't want to go from this slip and then pull my head straight across the center of his attack to over here. So I'm going, still do your jab. I'm slipping in, I'm coming back, and then I'm slipping this way. And there's a lot of reasons why this may be the case. When I slipped in like this, I wasn't planning on, I'm not sure what the target available are going to be. So when he does that jab, I'm already kind of coming back out of it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if he's open here or if he's not, or if he's going to be open up here. So I'm just kind of getting in there and coming back. And when I come back, I see the right hand coming, so I'm going to get out of it this way. So this is a good thing to do. Learn how to slip both punches in a drill. So I'm going to go left hand, right hand. Okay, so slip the left, slip the right. Good. And as I get a little more comfortable, we'll go a little bit faster. That's it. And now make sure you punch straight until your opponent is really doing a good job, or your partner, I should say. Right? I just want to punch straight ahead. Don't track him. Don't try to anticipate where he's going to go. This is just a drill, and you want to get good at it. All right, speed up. All right. Now we could do this moving back as well, or moving forward, but we're just going to do this kind of in place for now. So let me try the same drill. So we'll start slow. We'll kind of build up a little bit of cadence. Do your left hand, slip, and then your right. Slip, slip, slip. All right, start to speed up. A little faster. That's it. I can take a little faster. Go straight in. If I make a mistake, it's my bad. Right, I got my hands up. If I do get hit, I got my hand there also. Okay, go a little faster. Come straight down the line. Go ahead. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Right. I want to start slowly, but I want to develop a practical application, and that's going to mean full speed. But you can do it safely if you start slow and you work together. His job is to make me look good. My job is to make him look good also. Now we're going to do another drill that incorporates slipping and ducking. And we're going to use that to get really in close to an opponent. So put the pressure on the opponent. So our opponent's out here and he's trying to keep us at a distance. And so we're going to try to move in. So we're going to slip in. We're going to slip that left hand. So I'll throw my left at you, okay? So I'll throw my left. You slip in, right. And then slip the right. Good. And then duck underneath the left hook. And then underneath the right hook. Yeah. And you're inching in all these movements. You remember when I talk about slipping, you move in a little bit. Don't take a big step, and it's a little risky. Take a small step. So step in, just slip, that's it. And then slip in here. Right now you're close enough where I'm going to be tempted to try to hook at your head. So when I hook at your head, you go underneath, that's it. And then when you have to come back with my right hand, you duck underneath my right. And that's when you should have me in a really compromised position, because you can control my angle. I'm off balance. I have a lot of targets exposed also. Watch me do it, so I'll do it too. So go slowly first. So throw your left, and then your right, and then you come in with the left hook. I go underneath it, right towards the armpits, and then under here. And when I'm here, I'm putting pressure to kind of keep you off balance. In fact, let's turn around this way. Okay, I'll do the drill. You'll stand here. Okay, go left, right, and when I duck underneath, I'm going to hold that position. Okay, so left, right, boom, left, I duck underneath, here, right, and see how close I am? And look at my right hand. I should be pushing right against the tricep. I'm going to drop my left hand so you can see a little bit better. But I'm pushing right in here, right in towards the joint, but not lower than the elbow, but somewhere between the elbow and the shoulder. I'm putting pressure. I like to put it right underneath, right below where the deltoid is on the arm. And I can put pressure here, keep them off balance. Doesn't take very much. Now, I don't necessarily want to push them because I don't want to push them away from my target or push them away from my punch. So I go slips to your left, right, here, here, right? I don't want to push them out of the way, so I'm just going to hold it there as a check. Check his movement, right? Just checking, keep it up there firm but not with no pressure. And then I'm going to hook over top of the head. Now, that's not part of this drill, but when you come in here, I want you to test yourself. Make sure you're holding your arm correctly and you're on balance and you have a little bit of pressure on the inside of that arm right there. Okay, so let me do it a couple times. Let me do it one time, and then you do it one time, and we'll trade back and forth. Okay. Okay. Stay close on those ducks because you want to be in close. So if you have to do a little footwork and adjust your stance, I'm moving on the guy. Do what's appropriate. Okay, so do your punches at me. All right, you see how I move my feet a little bit extra, make sure I keep myself close. So watch again. So you do the punches for me again. Left, right. Right. I'm working my way in. I'm working my way in. I'm putting the pressure constantly on him. So this drill also shows you how to put a little bit of pressure on your opponent. Let me do it one more time, and then we'll trade again. A slip, I stepped in, to come in a little bit more, all right? Put a little pressure on him that way, now do your right. And see, I'm in really tight. In fact, I have to keep my arm bent close in order to fit it in here. Okay, let's go back and forth a couple times. Okay, I'll punch at you. Good, keep the pressure, right. You want to aim, you want to go underneath my bicep, not underneath my elbow. Go underneath my bicep, go in towards my armpit. Okay, now I'll do it. Good, that's it. Okay, a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. Good. Now we kind of added a movement to that we didn't explain. We're sitting back, so we want to get back to our stance where we started from safely. So we're sitting out to get back to that stance. That's a very safe exit from any combination. I'll punch first, slip, slip, and sit out, okay? And you? Here, here. All right. Now we're going to take it a little bit faster. It's a little bit scary because we have very small gloves on. I recommend that you have a mouth guard. We should have a mouth guard in, but we're going to try to go in a controlled fashion. And I even recommend having headgear on. Just in case we butt heads or an errant punch hits us, we want to be protected. Safety is the most important factor when we do this. I'm going to punch first, and then you're going to go. Okay? Here we go. Wait for me. Good, and then my turn. Punch. Good, start again, start again. Do it again, do it again. All right. One little note, we're making a little bit of an error, and I want to bring it up. You know, we're not perfect, we're going to make errors, and that's why we train. When you go underneath this left hook, let's go underneath the left hook. You go underneath my left hook. Right. Don't go towards the elbow. You don't want to get hit on the top of the head with the elbow. Very painful. So make sure that you bring your head in towards the armpit like that. Right. And you can use your footwork when you do that. In fact, let's change places. You do your left hook at me. Okay? So when I go underneath, you see, I'm going to use that footwork to get me forward. So, throw the left hook. So my right foot is coming forward a little bit, and then my left foot's moving appropriately. So my right foot, it moves a little bit to the side and forward a few inches, and so does my left foot. It follows up with that. So do your left hook in, Right, because I want to dive my head right towards his armpit. See, I'm in a safe place here. Let me show you an error. So do that left hook. It's here. See how I'm going to get hit with that elbow? So I want to watch that. Okay, so let's do the drill again. Go ahead and put pressure on me. I'll punch first. Here, here, come in, come in. Very good. Okay, go. Slip, slip, here, here. Here, 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 here. We're going to do some more punch drills. This is going to get a little bit more complicated. So what we're going to do is he's going to lead off with a jab. So he does his jab, I catch, and I answer with my right hand. He's going to block it there. So jab and then block. Boom. That's it. One more time. Here. And he's going to counter with the right hand now, and I'm going to slip to the outside. So do that again. Jab, right, and then I slip to the outside of his counter. Okay? So jab, right, slip, and I come back with a hook, and he's going to block that. So let's take it that far. So you go jab, block, and I do an outside slip, and I come back with a hook. Very good. Here, 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 here. Okay? Now he's going to come back with his left hook after that. So let's see if we can take that a step further. Good. Let's go do it again until we get that smooth. Okay? Here, 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 here. Good. Now I'm going to add a left uppercut at the end of that. So watch my left uppercut in, and you're going to block down that elbow. That's something we covered earlier in the tape. So block right there. Okay, so here we go. You're going to start off with a jab, right, outside slip, left, left, uppercut. Good. Okay, and we're going to take it a little bit further. At the end of my left uppercut, I want you to come back with a left hook of your own. Okay, you're going to start with the jab. Here, 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 here. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish with a left hook. We'll sit out and we'll call that the end of the drill. You're doing 4 punches and I'm doing 4 punches. So it's equal, and we're defending against all 4 punches equally. Okay? So you start with the jab, right, slip, left, hook, uppercut, hook, hook, sit out. Okay, here we go again. Okay, I get the last left hook. I'm covered anyway, but let's stop with my left hook. Okay, let's keep going. All right. As we get comfortable, we start to go a little more smooth, a little bit faster. Right hand, throw the right hand. Do it again. Do it again. From the top. Boom, 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 pop. Good. Take a break for a second. Now look at what I'm doing. I'm going right hand, left hook, left uppercut, left hook. And all my defenses are inherent in the way that I'm punching. So when I do my right hand, it's very easy for me to slip to the outside. When I do my left hook, I'm already blocking here. See, my hand's already up. When I go uppercut, I'm still blocking here. And when I go hook. So all my punches are including the defense, and so are yours. So let's look at your punches. So you're doing your jab, and your jab comes back to your head. Look at that. You blocked my right hand, so it was included in the technique of the jab. Okay? Now, do your right hand, right? And you bring it back to your chin, and that's covering you there for my left hook. So your defense was part of the punch. It's inherent in the punch. Now you're going to go left hook, right? And you're keeping that right elbow down low, and that's good because here comes my uppercut, and you're already covered. Okay? Like that. Good. You do one more left hook. I'm still covered. And then I'll do a left hook, and you're still covered. Right. So I should just be able to take my 4 punches and just go bop, bop, boom, boom. Just in that pace. As I would normally throw them in the air. And you take your punches, and you're going 1, 2, hook, hook. We'll just kind of thread those together, and we should have a nice drill. It looks like live fighting. But let's start slow, and we'll try to work up to that level. Okay? So you're going to lead off with a jab. Right, I'm not going to wait for him at this point. I'm just going to go right through my technique, let him catch on. Good. Let's try to go a little bit faster. There you go. Take a little break. Try to get your concentration. Take a deep breath. Let's get back into it. Very good. Good. Let's go one more notch higher. Here we go. That concludes this lesson. Thank you for joining our videotape series on Ultimate Boxing. Remember, to be good at boxing, you got to train regularly, train hard, and keep an open mind.